Hey everyone, it's Mike, and welcome to my longest video ever! Yay! In this video, I will answer questions that were posted on the 3Eds, such as questions from Saffron, say it like that, Safwa and Marine Gokua, our resident Skillet fan. Anyway, without further ado, let's get rolling with the questions. Our first question comes to us from Nero Angelo. Her first question, otherwise known as Sapphire. Her first question is, seriously, where do you get an inspiration for the riffs? Seriously, they're hilarious. Well, I try to watch as much, MST3K, and I watch Toby's riff, and I watched one of Toby's riffs, the day the Ed stood still one, because that was really funny. I also saw that one riff that Thoth made, and after that I wanted to make a riff. All right, the next question is also from Seth. She wants to know, are you gonna continue them? Because I can find baddish fanfics for you if you want. Well, yeah, I am going to continue them. The last chapters of my one riff, the riff of the story that I actually wrote, It All Falls Apart too. Yeah, the last two chapters of that were so bad that I couldn't riff them. They were horrible, because one of the lines in it was literally, and then they stirred the boat back to the cul-de-sac. What the freak, man? That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Yeah, you can find the fanfics for me. Particularly Ed and Eddie ones, because I'm not gonna riff like a a Jimmy Neutron fanfic, because the last time I actually watched Jimmy Neutron was like 2008 or something, so all I remember is Jimmy Neutron and Sheen, and who was that other kid? Carl, I think? Yeah, those are the only three characters I remember. Alright, the next question is also from Saf. Who was your least favorite baseball team? Well, I'm a Phils fan, so it's obvious. The Mets. Because, they because their owner's always talking bad about their team, which I don't get. And, he's saying like, oh, Jose Reyes, he thinks he's gonna get Carl Crawford money, but he's not. And Carlos Beltran, he's all washed up. And, David Wright, he's not a team captain. He's not a team captain. I'm cutting him after the season. Cutting him. So yeah. The only person I really like on the Mets is Jose Reyes, because he's pretty awesome. The next question comes to us also from Saf. Why do you look like Mikami from Death Note? Well, I only watched one episode of Death Note, so alright, I'll give you the story. It was May of 2010, and I said one day, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea to grow my hair out and look like Toby or Tim Lincecum? Of course, I thought this was a good idea at the time, and it was. And that's why I look like Mikami. And here's the last question from Saf. Do you own a Death Note? No, I'm not planning on dying anytime soon, so no, I don't own a Death Note. That about does it for Saf's questions. And now we are going to roll on to Marine Goku's question. What do you exactly think of the 3Eds? Well, I'm almost here for a year and a half now. So, I like it here. I got some friends. Uh, Thoth, um, T-Ed711, Travis, Toby, I believe, if he doesn't think I'm stalking him or whatever. And, of course, Jack, aka Sasquatch. I don't really keep in touch with him anymore, but I still consider him as a friend. Um, so yeah, I love the three Eds. I mean, last year I took a short hiatus, but yeah, I love the three Eds. I abandoned a Chikara forum back in 2010 for this site. So, do you like Skillet? If so, what are your favorite songs? I love Skillet. They're they're in my top 10 list of favorite bands. Some of my favorite songs are Awake and Alive, The Last Night, and what's the name of that song? Oh yeah, Hero. There are three great songs. Monster's an okay song too, but it doesn't actually feel like Skillet, or at least the songs that I've heard on satellite radio. you know. All right, the next song. Do you like Breaking Benjamin? Yes. I When I was a 6-year-old, my aunt had got me one of the old iPods, like an iPod Classic. Almost all the songs on there were Breaking Benjamin. It had what's the name? You Fight Me, The Diary of Jane, all those good songs, and I think I'll buy their what's the name of that song? Yeah, if so, what do you think of their upcoming greatest hits album? I think it'll be great. I hope they have Who Wants to Live Forever on there because that's a great song. Uh, and what's the name of that? Breath. All right. Next questions come to us from Hong Mei Ling. What type of music do you like? Well, what type of music do I like? I think well, I like different kinds of music, but if you want to talk about the main music I listen to what you call it? I listen to metal in general, death metal mainly because like Amon Amarth, they're a great band. I'll also listen to Viking metal with bands like Tercius or however you pronounce it, and Tyr. They're great bands, and some new metal bands and rock. I guess crosses between rock and metal bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Five Finger Death Punch. They're all good musicians. I like some rap too. Eminem, he's a very good singer. Eminem. His early stuff was hilarious. Oh man, especially what's the real Slim Shady? That song's hilarious. Uh, the next thing is, what is your opinion on TF2 becoming free? I've always wanted to play TF2, so now that it's free, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna play the freak out of that thing because I have always wanted to play it. I've heard such good things about it. Opinion on the internet's obsession with My Little Pony. Well, here's a little backstory. When I was around 3, and now keep in mind that I'm a guy. My great grandmother introduced me to the My Little Pony toys, and I like them, and I love them. Trust me, I love them. And so now that My Little Pony actually has some importance again, I guess it's pretty nice for me. I like the show so far from what I've seen. I like it. So, I like the obsession. And that Craig McCracken and Craig McCracken's wife and Woody from Ed, Edd n Eddy are on the show. I like it because, Woody's one of the best things to hit the cartoon world. Anyway, our next question also comes to us from Hong Mei Ling. She wants to know, have you ever had a near-death experience? If so, what happened? Well, exactly what happened was that, you see, I was a I was 8 years old. I was being an idiot. I was trying to climb off of a 15-foot bouncy house. I fell back off the bouncy house, cracked my head on the ground, and I was unconscious. Yeah, and after that, let me tell you something. I have an IQ of 140, so it's like one of those things where you get a crack on the head and all of a sudden you're all smart. 'Cause, like seeing cartoons. Ever see that one episode of TDWT where Izzy suddenly becomes smart? Yeah, that's basically what it is. Man, I missed that show. Alright. Well... Oh, and hold on a minute, guys. Do. Anyway, well, I got quite a few questions, although I only got them from a few people. We're gonna wind down the show a little bit now, and, it's gonna be,
Hey,
hello?
the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, hi, Toby. I'm just doing this question thing.
Yeah, that's my job, Turbo.
Yeah, so?
So, cut it out.
No, now let me just finish. Hey, man. I was... Hey, man. I was just...